Hey y'all, welcome to the Real P Bitch Hot Seat. It's me, your one and only host, Leah, period. Cause there's never gonna be another host. I'm the best one, period. And on today's episode, I'm gonna be talking about crime because I just feel like that is something that is done universally for many different reasons. You cry when you're happy, you cry when you're sad, you cry when you're in pain. Like, crying is just something that we all do. Now, I was at one point in time ashamed to cry, like, especially in front of others. Like, I never wanted to be vulnerable with other people because I had people that made me feel that crying was a sign of inferiority or weakness. And like, that is something that, when I was very much a people pleaser and was concerned with how other people view me, I was like, I'm not gonna cry. Like, I'm not gonna cry, at least not in front of nobody. Now, I cry behind closed doors all day, But now I'm at a place where it's just like, I am a woman and I have a lot of emotions, and sometimes I need to cry. So if no matter what the situation is, if I need to cry and some tears develop, then, there's no shame in me shedding them. You feel me? So it's just like, yeah, I'm going to tell y'all a few story times. When it comes to crime, I said a few story times. Whole time it's only like one story, maybe two. I don't know. But for the first story, y'all, let me tell y'all. So it was my, I want to say, sophomore year of high school, and I was dating this boy. We went to two separate high schools, and he was older, but one thing about me, I ain't gonna say I've always just had the worst choice in dudes, because I haven't. I done met some good ones, and I done met some trifling ones, and he was like one of the first trifling ones that I had encountered and dated. And so basically, like, he would be cheating on me, y'all. He was the type that start an argument because he know he finna go out and do something, and it's just like, so make it seem like we was on bad terms the whole time. It was never any issue. You just made an issue and created one so that you wouldn't feel guilty for what you was doing. And me, for that age, and that be my first relationship, I was already on game. And like, I ain't gonna lie, like, I was really pressed about the man, because it was on some, it was just like a little attraction there. It was never no like, oh, I really want to be with this man forever. Like, we gonna be, but I ain't gonna lie, like, I don't simp like that. Like, of course, if we're together, I'm going to tell you that we're going to be together forever, because I'm delusional. Like, come on now. You knew that I was going to be my man, even though I see that you for the streets and for everybody. But once we done, all that's over with. I don't know who you are at all. But anyways, y'all, honestly, like I said, I knew his game or whatever, but like, since I knew his game, it really didn't affect me. And like I said, I really wasn't like into him like that, so it wasn't like affecting my emotions and pulling me to a point where I'm like, I'm gonna get into an accident and cheat on me. Like, what did I do? Like, I was just like, well, that ain't got shit to do with me, And I wish that version of me and the version of me that was getting cheated on in my last relationship would have been the same. But I don't know. Like, I really was in love with that nigga. Like, that was different, y'all. I wanted him to be my forever. Like, so I was fucked up by that. I was fucked up for real by that one. But as far as like the first little high school relationship went, like, I was not standing man. Like, okay, you do what you do, because at the beginning and end of the day, like, it's gonna be plenty more after you, sir. So like, I really not stand you. But I wanted to at least make him feel bad for doing what he was doing. So y'all, I wasn't impressed by the man, so it was no tear in me to form. Like, it just wasn't there. So this what my crazy ass did, y'all. I took some hand soap and I put it in my eyes, y'all, so they would burn and start watering and be all red, like I've been crying hard and shit. Just the range, y'all. Very unhinged. Like, I never do no shit like that. Now, like, if it ain't in me, it just ain't in me. You ain't gonna force me to care, and I'm not gonna go out my way to make you care about no shit, because obviously you don't give a damn anyways. But y'all put that soap in my eyes and call that man FaceTime, matter of fact, just so he could see like the redness and the tears and shit. And I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I'm a bit of an actress. Put on my little shaky voice, and I just feel like Y'all, I ain't gonna lie, 8 I deserve an Oscar award for that shit. Because he sure was like, bruh, like you crying, like, I'm sorry, I don't be wanting to do this, but it's just like, I'm older, and he just giving me all this rundown bullshit. Whole time, I'm not even really sad, but I'm just seeing the lengths that he is willing to go to make him seem like he's not as full of shit as he is portraying himself to be in that moment. So, yeah. The real P bitch is, you know what I'm saying, the P can sometimes stand for psychotic. But, I'm studying psychology, so, you know what I'm saying, I've never been the type of person to deny that I'm a bit deranged. So I feel like that's the first step to help anyways, is admitting that you have a problem. Now, I wouldn't say I had a problem. I just, decided to be a little delusional and manipulative and see how he was gonna react if I got all emotional and pulled the woe is me card. But yeah, like I said, I probably would never do no shit like that again. Like, it really just ain't worth it. Like, if the tears aren't there, I'm not finna go out my way to create some tears that were just never there to begin with. But one thing I have noticed is that, like, when I'm really real life hurt about something and I'm crying, boohoo crying for real, like, the situation or problem is already, like, resolved. Like, literally within the next few hours or the next day, whatever I was crying and carrying on and doing the most about is, like, already handled and taken care of. Like, and I be feeling so crazy afterwards, because it's just like, I ain't gonna lie though, I talk to God like how I would talk to one of my friends, and I just know he be seeing me carrying on and on and on and be like, oh my goodness, please stop. Like, and I ain't gonna lie though, personally, I always been a bit of a crybaby, so I feel like crying don't necessarily solve nothing, but at the same time, I feel like it speed up the process. Like, I don't know, I feel like when I cry, like, God just like, somebody please get this child a pacifier or something, because, like, I don't know, he always come through, like, as soon as possible to get me to stop the waterworks, because y'all, I be a mess for real. The other day when I was working out, y'all, I broke out into a full emotional breakdown after doing some one-legged hip thrusts. And now I have looked it up, because I ain't the type of person that just let stuff happen and then don't think about what that could have meant. So, like, as I came down from that last leg, that one-legged hip thrust, y'all, and just was in shambles after it. I'm talking about for real, but I had to put in the work. But they said it's normal to, like, have an emotional, like, release and cry, like, after you worked out. And they call it runner's cry. Well, some of them call it runner's cry, but I wasn't running. Like, I was just exercising. But that was definitely one of those boo-hoo cries. Like, I needed that for real. And another thing that I have learned is that we store trauma in our bodies, mainly in our hips and, like, our back. So, like, when you do, like, your stretching allows your body to release that trauma that has been stored up or built up in those areas, like the hips and stuff. And, like, yeah, so anytime I do hip opening exercises and stuff or stretches, I notice, like, post doing those, I always get, I ain't gonna say immediately after, but, like, within the next few days, depending on how good of a stretch that I did, I be in shambles. Every little thing had me ready to cry. Like, now I'm thinking about, I'm not where I want to be at right now. But then at the same time, I'm thinking, I gotta have patience, because the things that I want take time. It's not just gonna be an overnight thing. And then I just be spiraling and all emotional, just for no reason. I ain't gonna say for no reason, but basically for no reason. Because I know I'm good. I just feel like I be getting in all of my emotions, and then I lose sight of, the journey and where I'm headed. Like, that every day is not going to be, all rainbows and sunshine. You know, the journey is not going to be linear. It's going to be some ups and downs. And we was made for the ups and downs. Because if we wasn't, then, you know, we wouldn't be here. Period. So, I just want to encourage y'all that when y'all need to cry, just cry. Like, don't feel any type of way about how the next person gonna view you or look at you, because can't nobody tell you how to feel about nothing. Like, they not in your shoes. We all experience things differently. Now, even with shared experiences, we as human beings are all unique in our own way. So even if y'all two share the same experience, y'all are all still going to handle it different ways. Y'all going to cope with the post damage in different ways. So don't feel like you have to have it all together because it took this person 2 days to shake back versus it taking you 2 years to shake back. Just don't stop loving on yourself and showing yourself grace and compassion while you grieve or heal or whatever the case may be. Because healing is definitely a process. It's not something that you just go into head first and think that, okay, I'm gonna dive right on in and as soon as I come back up to the surface, I'm gonna be good. Like, I would say healing is like jumping into a deep body of water. If you are a swimmer or you know how to swim or you just ever been into a deep body of water, when you initially submerge, you're gonna go down. You're not gonna go all the way down because of, you know, your own buoyancy and the water, of course. But once you go down, I would say that the water itself, because you're not going to go all the way down, like I said, so the water is already in itself pushing you back towards the surface. However, it gets to a point where you're almost at the surface where you have to, you know, start fighting. I ain't gonna say fighting the water, but going against the water to break the surface. And anybody who has gotten to a swimming pool knows it is so hard. I ain't gonna say hard, but it takes you more strength to get out of the pool than it does to get into the pool. So once you have, I would say, have done the healing and you are basically drenched, you done went into your emotions full on, and now you're ready to come up out of them. That water, some of that, you know, that excess water gonna be weighing you down a little bit. But you gotta get out of that water. You gotta get out of that, you know, that dark place and see the sunlight so you can dry off, get that towel or wipe them tears, whatever the case may be, you know. And like I said, healing is not a linear journey. Like, you might have to jump in that water again and revisit that, you know, that place just to get the clarity or whatever that you need or that lesson that you missed in that situation, whatever you need to do to fully heal. Because, like, and everybody's healing won't look the same, you know. There was a scripture that I ran across that basically was saying that you can go to God with the same situation, same story a million times, you know, and he gonna listen every time because, like, he loves you, he cares, you know. He's not just finna be like, okay, well, I'm tired of hearing it, you should be over it. No, because he knows how much that hurts you to begin with. So it's just like, he understands where you coming from when you bring it back up to him multiple times. Because it's not like you would keep bringing up a situation to him or thinking back to a situation if it wasn't still bothering you in some type of way or form of fashion. So just be a little bit more patient and gracious with yourself and give yourself that time to fully heal, because there's no rush in it. Like, take your time. Most definitely take your time. But also understand the saying, out of sight, out of mind. Like, don't dwell on it to the point where it's prohibiting you from progressing in life. Now, if it is something that was that deep and traumatic, I really strongly suggest that you go speak with somebody, or that you start some type of support group, or go to an activity that helps you transmute those negative feelings into something positive and productive for yourself. Okay, another story time, y'all. So this was when I was a senior. It was my first job at McDonald's, y'all. And I was in a relationship again during this time, but with a whole different person. And this was like one of the better relationships. And y'all, my boyfriend at the time, he was sick. And I was like the real clingy girlfriend, y'all. Always. I ain't give a fuck what was going on. Rain, sleet, snow. If I ain't in school and I ain't at work, we should be together. So, yeah, he was sick, y'all. He had a stomach virus. He was throwing up and stuff. And he was, like, kind of getting over it, but he wasn't fully over it. And I went to visit him anyways because I was just that annoying, clingy girlfriend. And I ended up catching the little stomach virus. And I ended up going and seeing my granny and my cousins. And my cousins caught it, too. So, like, it was like 3 of us, we was just all just throwing up everything that we ate. Now, me knowing that it's a stomach virus, I'm not going to, go to the doctor. I know it is just going to pass on through, like, after a day or so. So, I didn't go to the doctor. I ended up calling off work. And they was like, my job was like, you got to return with a doctor's excuse. I'm just like, but I don't need to go to the doctor. It's just a stomach virus. I'm throwing up. And so, basically, when I got back to work, y'all, they had wrote me up. They suspended me for a week. And I was so sad, y'all. I had my boyfriend come pick me up from work that day. And, like, I literally cried when we got back to his house, y'all. And I don't even know why. I mean, I knew why I was crying, because I just don't like when people try to make me out like I did something wrong, like I had to lie about something that, was clearly nothing to lie about. Like, so you did all that. But at the same time, though, it was a Friday. It was payday. So it was just like, it still was a win-win. Because not only did I get paid and get to spend the weekend with my boyfriend, but, it just showed me that these jobs really don't give a fuck about you. For real. And so it just be like, whatever. Like, just like they had me suspended for a week. Them motherfuckers probably needed help that whole week. But you know who they couldn't call? Me, because I was suspended. And I was living my motherfucking best life that whole week. Even though I was like I was on work-based learning. So I kind of had to have a certain amount of hours. But I mean, I explained it to my work-based learning teacher or whatever. And, she was cool about it. Because she know how these fast food managers be. They be all mad at the world and at life because they stress the fuck out working for minimum wages. And it's just like, you don't have to be here, ma'am. You know what I'm saying? Follow your hearts. But don't crush mine in the process, because God don't like ugly, bitch. But anyways, we is 18 minutes in. I just want to finish it off by saying that y'all know, and I'm going to keep saying this, that y'all can add me on my Instagram at Lovely Align, which is LUVLIYAHLAINE, or the podcast IG at The Real PBMHA. And y'all also can add me on TikTok at The Real PBMHA to get other little doses of positivity. I ain't gonna lie, like I just be posting on there all the time, because I really don't, unless I'm finna make or drop an episode. And then it's just like, okay, let me drop something real quick. Yeah, I learned a new word today, y'all. It's called mickle. It's not a P word, but mickle means a large amount. And so I have been doing my glute workouts because I want this ass to look very much mickle this summer. Period. Because that's the goal. Like, I just want to be summertime fine. Real bad. Too bad. Because once I start recording, like, doing the actual video podcast in season 2, you know what I'm saying? I got to give it to y'all. I got to give y'all the whole thing. Like, I don't want to half step. But anyways, y'all remember to keep it P, passionate, positive, persistent, playful. You can do anything that you put your mind to. None of your goals are beyond your reach. All of your goals are obtainable. I believe that for myself, and I believe that for you all. And just keep, pouring into you and into your dreams and into your goals. Don't get frustrated with, why it's not happening right now. It could just be that right now is not the time. And for whatever reason, but when the time does come, you're going to appreciate everything that was done to get you to that point. So, like I always say, I love y'all because I really do. I love y'all real bad. Mwah.